Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the CineQuest video podcast. On today's episode, we are still continuing on with the Kickboxer franchise with the last official installment that is canon of the original film. Marc Dacascos is our main protagonist, Matt Reeves, who is set on seeking revenge on a disgraced former kickboxing champion who forces fighters to join his organization or else. We're talking about Redemption, Kickboxer 5. All right, guys. This is part 5 of our Kickboxer franchise journey. Bryce and Roland, we're back at it. And yeah,
adventure.
It's
the Kickboxer Odyssey.
Yeah,
it's been a journey, that's for sure.
Yep.
With a bunch of new films that we have never seen before. And initially starting off with our interest in Jean-Claude Van Damme, and we have strayed way far away from that. We've strayed way past that storyline.
It's not even his. It's not his franchise.
No, it's not.
He's just there for the first one.
Yeah.
But like you said on our last episode, now when we think of Kickboxer, I think Sasha Mitchell. I don't even think about Jean-Claude Van Damme first.
He's been the face.
Yeah, three movies already.
I mean,
yeah, for better or worse.
Yeah, but
until death do us part.
he was riding that. He was riding that gravy train, man. He's like, all right, Jean-Claude, you want to be in this one? Now it's my turn. I'm coming in, and I'm never getting off.
The rise of Cody.
Do you think? Do you think that Sasha Mitchell? Do you think that Sasha Mitchell at some point thought his star power was going to be just as much as Jean-Claude Van Damme, considering he was doing these sequels? Maybe he was going to get his own double impact. Maybe he was going to be in a sequel to Universal Soldier.
If he did, he must have been doing just so much fucking cocaine or something. I don't know what the hell he was on.
Maybe he wasn't doing a cocaine.
By kick, punch by punch.
No, it's bump by bump. I was telling Ray my the other name that I was trying to think of was besides this one might have been Sloan by Sloan, because
step by step, yeah.
Because basically the Sloans get shit on
being dead. Well,
yeah, we'll get to that in just a moment. Yeah,
they're just completely
disrespect.
decimated.
The disrespect, man.
Yeah. So Kickboxer 5 came out in 1995, and obviously another straight to video release. It was directed by Christine Peterson. Christine Peterson.
This wasn't like this wasn't like in the prototype of the IMAX. Like they weren't trying to,
after Marc Dacascos doing all his like fancy kicks and martial arts moves, that could have been useful in an IMAX, right? It'd been like good. Like you see his, might just see more balls though, like more like balls in the pants and stuff like that. How big
ball shots,
the fucking IMAX
balls
ones,
getting smashed.
So this is the first time
slow motion.
This is the first time that we no longer have David Sloan in the picture. He's been written off this particular film.
Much like his blood.
Do you think he pissed off the director or something that they couldn't even like get him?
I was gonna ask. I was like, well, I wonder what the deal was with that.
Because it is the most unceremoniously hilarious like intro, possible potential 007 homage I've ever seen.
Yeah,
and
so
there are very few of those, and for some reason or another, the Kickboxer series seems to have quite a few of those moments, and it's fucking silly.
Well, in this film, we have Marc Dacascos, who's taken on our main protagonist role, and he is fresh off of Double Dragon, and prior to that, Only the Strong. 2 movies. Only the Strong. I love Only the Strong to this day. I think it's a great movie. Real emphasis on the capoeira.
I love
art.
Double Dragon.
Double Dragon's fun too.
Me too.
We've talked about Double Dragon. We've talked about Only the Strong. So now we're here. I don't even realize that, but here we are.
For Melissa Milano.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You said that during the episode, I think too. Yeah.
I probably did.
Yeah, but there was a lot of emphasis on her too, with her short shorts and her little pixie cut hair too. Like, yeah, we know.
You didn't see her in this movie though.
No, we did
No,
not.
should have been here. Would have been
Yeah, she's like,
great.
I'm not.
That's what
I
this
can't.
movie needed. A little bit
Mark, I
listen
can't
more.
follow you into this film. All right, I have somewhere to go. I have places to be. I can't follow you into a
Right.
Kickboxer 5 movie.
Right?
No.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
I
start.
have a
she's
career.
I'm gonna start in
no, I
Poison
think she
Ivy
was too
too.
busy. I think she was too busy getting like engaged and then married and divorced
No, man. Like this is what she
to
was doing. All right, she was doing Poison Ivy 2 and Embrace of the Vampire. You know.
Oh hell yeah!
You know those movies. Come on.
important roles.
Yes.
The only good
Oh yeah.
ones. The only
Those are
ones
the
that matter.
kind of films that continued on with Part 4's Kickboxer 4's tone when it came to like erotica. You know,
Oh yeah.
those films were like that as well. So maybe she wanted to be in Part 4 with Sasha Mitchell. Who knows?
So yeah, part 4 ended with pretty much as many fucking ridiculous things as they could jam into that goddamn movie that between the most boring shit ever. This
We
is only this has some of that, but
we do have
Ooh,
a new villain
maybe we should
though.
do the.
we
Yeah,
have what?
We have a new villain. Tong Po no longer is in the picture as well. If you remember
That's
from the
true.
last
Yeah.
episode and Part 4, Tong Po
he
escaped
did not.
again.
He did not die.
He did not die
No, he
again.
escaped and
He lives to record another record another day. So. um,
yeah, he's replaced by the guy's name James Ryan, who is
By
Mr. Nagal,
he's
Mr.
replaced by Mick
Nagal.
Jagger.
Mick Jagger.
That's what he reminds me of, dude. I was trying to think, who the fuck is this guy? Dude.
I
With, like
have
the
no,
Spain
I
shit.
cannot place this guy at all. That is awesome.
Yeah,
I'd have to agree.
Mick Jagger. That's great.
I'm sure he'd enjoy it. So that guy is the actor. Apparently, he's a martial artist from who did a couple of movies in South Africa,
Yeah.
in
Where
the
this movie was
70s,
filmed, apparently,
80s.
South Africa.
Right. So maybe
Trying to get in on that Lethal Weapon 2, you know. It's Lethal Weapon 2 is South African,
it,
right? Or is that number 3? No, it's gotta be 2,
It's
right?
2.
Lethal Weapon 2 is
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm guessing that helped them keep the budget down, the cost of this, because I can't even find how much this movie cost to make. So
10,000 Afrikaner dollars.
so I don't
Alright.
really know a whole lot that Mr. Nagal is known for. What
Well,
is here?
let me give you some information on some of these people because the one thing I wanted to find out about these actors and
James
give
Ryan.
any of the audience more of a background on their martial arts credentials, which is kind of
Yeah.
like what we did initially with Part 2 with Sasha Mitchell. We had to kind of like see like is he like the
Yeah.
real deal, and also with Jean-Claude Van Damme in the first episode. So Marc Dacascos obviously plays Matt Reeves. He is an accomplished martial artist with an extensive training extensive training in Woon Hop Quin Do. It's a style. I don't know what that is at all. Muay Thai,
Okay.
Capoeira, and Wushu. And he has competed in martial arts tournaments and later became well known for his action films. Obviously, he did Only the Strong, Double Dragon, which he kind of showcased a lot of those talents. And then he did like another one where I think he did a little bit of it. But one that a movie that I like a lot. I haven't seen it in a long time. It's called Brotherhood of the Wolf. I think it's a French
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
And
Yes. Well, yes, it is.
yes, I think it is.
It was made in French Canada,
Yeah.
I think.
We have James Ryan, which was Mr. Nagal. He plays the villain. He has experience in martial arts related action movies, like you said, obviously rolling South Africa.
Yep.
In a movie called Kill or Be Killed in 1976 and Kill Again in 1981.
In 81.
And Karate Killer.
Is that a real one?
Yeah,
Karate
1976
Killer?
Karate Killer.
Look at
Both
that.
South African
Actually,
movies. Apparently, I guess
that
South
one,
Africa has a lot of martial arts movies. It's like
Apparently.
I
interesting.
think that Karate Killer sounds familiar. I don't remember if I have that saved on my Plex
It
server
looks very interesting.
or it might be on Prime. I'm not sure. But that one sounds familiar.
We also
Right.
have Jeff, or I think it's called. I think it's what you pronounce it, Jeff. Geoff Mead. Geoff
Yes,
Mead.
Jeff.
Paul Croft,
Jeff.
which is the guy he plays in this film. He is an actor and stunt
He's got
performer
a
with training
shitload of credits,
in
dude.
various combat styles. He has worked as a stuntman and a fight choreographer in multiple action films, television shows, and lending authenticity to his performance because I mean he obviously knows some stuff.
He's got over 70 previous credits in
Yeah.
movies and films. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think let me see. I mean, some of them also have like some other experience, but not nearly as much as like I guess the main villain and Marc Dacascos as well. I mean, they have some sort of fighting experience.
Well, like yeah, this guy, him, you know, is a stunt man. Start off
Yeah.
as a stunt man. What about the Bolin, Greg Ladder?
Oh, Tim Curry.
Yeah, Tim Curry. And although now
the
it's
general
a picture of him
store.
at Old Ray, he looks like Jim Brewer.
You think so? That's funny.
Yeah,
Like
it's
if you
like-
did like a mix mash of Jim Brewer and Tim Curry.
Now, are you talking
Yeah,
about Jim Brewer now?
Kick, man. You gotta kick.
Yeah, maybe.
Are you doing Jim Brewer as Brian
Brewer now
Johnson?
is pretty
Yeah, I was
fucking
trying to
crazy.
Jim Brewer back in SNL days as Brian Johnson from
Yeah.
AC/DC. Go to
Yeah.
kick. Yeah.
Like Jim Brewer when he
fucking
was trying to
stupid.
be Goat Man on SNL.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that Jim Brewer now is known for that stupid bird movement he does on stage. When he's like facts and figures. He does that shit now. That's all his act is now. Like I don't even think he does the fucking AC/DC thing anymore.
No, he does.
Nice.
He does conservative
Yeah.
humor now. So he's pretty much Rob Schneider's backup.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's
pretty bad.
It's
Yeah,
pretty bad.
it's fucking terrible.
Pretty fucking bad. Yeah, I think you and I tried to watch a few clips at some point, Ray, or something.
I've
I
tried to
don't
watch
remember.
it because I mean I used to like Jim Brewer and I mean Rob Schneider. I mean that's not. I didn't really think they were like the best
Well,
comedians
it
or
used to be
anything. But
funny until you realize that they're actually just they're not acting. They're
well, the thing
idiots.
is that it's not that it has nothing to do with like even their political stance on anything. It's just that they're just not funny at all.
Mm-mm.
And mind you, there are a lot of comedians, Joe Rogan, who aren't funny at all either. But I mean, they have they have a career, so
Right, exactly. These guys were in plenty of movies, and they were in funny roles. It's just outside of that on their own,
so
kind of boring.
basically, with this movie, we have a new storyline, and I think it kind of. I was thinking that this movie was kind of started off as another type of martial arts movie that just so happened to like associate itself fairly quickly with the Kickboxer franchise because it literally could have been another movie if they had cut out the first 5 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, if they never mentioned Sloan.
Yeah, they never mentioned David Sloan once.
One thing, it's like if you look at the trailer or the cover, it says Redemption, and Kickboxer 5 is very small.
Yeah.
But second, I was gonna make a point in IMDb. The synopsis or like the little tagline, not tagline, but the summary is that after David Sloan is murdered, it's up to kickboxing champ Matt Reeves to avenge him. He's not avenging.
He doesn't
David
avenge him at
Sloan.
all.
He doesn't give a shit about David Sloan. He cares about the other guy that died.
David Sloan is an acquaintance.
He hears about it in the newspaper, and he's all like, he's like, oh yeah, okay, I remember that guy. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And one moment we'll get to in whenever a fighter that he goes to see compete mentions it too, like this one's for David, and he's just like, yeah, cool. We're gonna do a movie breakdown. So opening up this movie, we have Mr. Nagol and Bolin, I believe, or it's not Bolin. It's what's that guy's name?
Moon.
Boom. Right, that guy.
Moon.
He comes up to Mr. Nagol and I don't remember the total details, but I know David Sloan's name is brought up because they want him to compete. And basically Mr. Nagol says if he refuses to compete, get rid of him. Right? So for some reason or another, Nagol is hell bent on getting fighters to like agree to fight for his federation. Yeah. And if they don't, he kills them. which is
You know,
I
it's
don't know
one
why he's doing
federation, one set of rules
Yeah,
to bring
fuck your
to bring
federation.
order
Your
out of chaos.
federation is not legitimate,
Yeah.
but mine is.
So that is pretty much the extent of like David Sloan's involvement, because we get to the credits and this is where we're assuming that the silhouette and the credits are the scene that would have taken place with David Sloan, but since technically Sasha Mitchell is not in this film, they silhouette his
Yeah.
ass getting beat to death.
Yeah,
And then
stomped on.
getting stomped
Not
on.
before breaking Moon's leg. He breaks Moon's leg.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. He does that.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, that's why he
right.
comes in with the
Yeah.
crutches later.
Because he catches the leg and he does the thing like that.
The actor Moon also played Weasel from Ernest Goes to Africa.
I've
Oh,
never seen
shit.
Ernest Goes to Africa for one, right?
Really?
I
You
want to.
haven't?
There you,
Oh,
I
there
want
you
to.
go.
I've never seen it though. Jesus
I thought you
Christ.
had.
The credits on these people are outrageous.
He's in Cyborg Cop 2 and 3. What else? I was trying to see, but no, yeah.
You know,
I think
I was gonna say like
Moon, get him with the roundhouse kick. You know what I mean?
I know Bryce, you and I watched it like kind of one night. I think after we recorded some other episode, and I kind of wasn't paying attention to the credits because they're just the credits. What does it matter, right? And you think it's like not necessarily pertinent to the actual story or whatever they're gonna tell you right immediately after the credits end, because
Yeah.
the last thing I remember when I first saw it, and then me and Roland saw it again, and I was like, oh, now I see where all this shit took place, the broken leg, and where the actual encounter, which again, David Sloan, he's attacked and then obviously ended up getting killed. The next scene over, we get introduced to Marc Dacascos' character, Matt Reeves, and he teaches children martial arts. And the old gentleman who is, I'm assuming either his Mr. Miyagi or his, what's that guy's name from Mighty Ducks who runs like the, or like he's like some guy that runs this place also, and he's just
like the water boy that's like 80 years old.
He opens up the newspaper.
Chalky.
He opens up the newspaper and sees what is like a couple pages back, like
Yeah,
David
it's on
Sloan
the
killed.
back shit. It's all like small. Like, oh, what? He has to get his magnifying glass on shit. David Sloan, bro.
So
No
that's
funeral will be held.
That's where we get the end of the Sloan legacy.
Yeah,
with that,
ended it with a footnote, dude. That's
a
it.
footnote, dude. That's it was the most disrespectful way to get rid of these characters and this storyline.
Wiped out, dude.
With one fell swoop of a line, like, "Oh, they're dead. Isn't he your friend? Oh yeah, that's it."
Yeah.
It's almost as bad. Like you didn't think it could have been as as bad in Kickboxer 2 when they killed the Sloan brothers off screen, but somehow they make it worse right here.
Well, now actually, David Sloan may have illegitimate children somewhere. I don't know, but
maybe
I was gonna tell you that dialogue or that scene where he's reading the newspaper. The dialogue is so stupid because he says, "Oh, David Sloan has been murdered," and then fucking immediately Marc Dacascos says, "What happened? I just told you what the fuck happened. He got murdered." Like I don't know. It sounded stupid. I was like, "What are you talking about?"
What if Marc Dacascos was like, "How did he get murdered? Was he shot? Was
he
he
didn't
stabbed?
say that though. Just what happened?
Did Mr. Nagel come out from the Federation and try and kill him? Like with all these rumors I've been listening
with
to.
The spirit of retribution. Nothing. He couldn't give less of a shit. Which I wouldn't either. I'm fine with it.
But like we've given enough time to this storyline, to these films, following these characters, and then we get like just shat on in the very beginning of this movie.
David Sloan dies by getting his fucking head stomped on, dude.
Yeah,
that's the final.
That's bullshit.
That's the final.
That's
move.
A bullshit move.
The guy just like stomps on his head.
You think it's it's this director just saying that they're just completely done with the previous.
Yeah, I think so, man.
The previous trilogies. So this is what we think of this shit.
Yeah, I think
slow
so.
motion stomp
dude,
right at the end.
Dude, when he was turning around and stomping his head, I thought it was funny because for a minute I thought he was gonna like bend down and fart on his face or some shit.
The
It looked
disrespect.
like what he was about to
Oh.
do, and then I saw, oh, he's kicking him in the fucking head.
I was like, oh, it's the death stomp.
He just fucking teabags him and shit.
Yeah.
That's what we think of Kickboxer.
Yeah.
2 through 4.
Ugh.
2 through 4, yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
gives a shit.
So we go. Our next scene is Marc Dacascos, Matt Reeves. I can just keep saying that over and over again. He goes to see a fighter, a friend of his, competing, and but just before he fights, he like he just tells him like good luck, gives him like I guess pleasantries to kind of like just encourage him or whatever. And then the same guy says, "This is the official last Sloan storyline death nail." He goes,
Yes.
I heard about David, and he's like, yeah. And then as he's walking away, he's like, this one's for David, like in the real
Yeah.
the cheesiest way possible. And he's just like, sure. Just like, that's it. That's the end of it. That's the official end of it right
Yes.
there. Like, they could have not mentioned this. This could have been an entirely different movie if they had just omitted those bits of the film.
Yeah.
We could have
Not to
immediately.
mention, like, not to mention, as soon as he says this one's for David, immediately cut to him getting his ass kicked. He's like getting beat up and shit. And it's like that's embarrassing too, man. I thought he
Yeah.
was gonna lose the fight, and I was like, oh, he didn't even like do it for Cody, or he didn't even fucking do it for Sloan, David. I was like,
Yeah, like this guy didn't look like he was like up to par to even like win a fight
no,
for
he was
David
goofy
Sloan.
as shit too. Hey man, you said it was gonna take 10 years. That's goofy. You haven't won it yet, dude. He doesn't even believe in his own fighter. He's like, you haven't won it yet.
Yeah. He's like, you look like a goof, man. They're gonna
Yeah.
kick your ass. So the guy wins the fight. Immediately, Mr. Nagal wants him to join his National Kickboxing Federation. So he sends his goons to kind of like get him to join. Marc Dacascos is like, don't even bother with these guys. They suck. They convince him otherwise. And then he goes to this meeting.
Toilet paper.
He goes to this meeting in like some hotel place. I think it's a hotel up on the roof. And basically he says he doesn't want any part of it. Then they end up killing him. Right?
Mhm.
Is that as easy as it is for this?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. It's these guys are kind of comical too. I don't know if like they're these villains are kind of like slapsticky because there's like
They are.
he has some
Oh,
because he
it
has
is.
some he's like who he's like the Golf Federation, and then what's that? And then the guy comes over from the back from Moon. He's like, it's new.
Yeah.
Stupid.
There's a lot of unfortunate humor in this.
But I think
It's
it's purposeful in a way
all pretty
because the music that plays in this movie really emphasizes that kind of like
Oh.
quirky, like slapsticky kind of thing. It's like
They keep playing like the fucking
like
wooden
it could be like
xylophone
it could be
and
like Disney
Oh, yeah.
music, like
the bongo music. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we might be in Africa. No.
but just before they kill him, like Matt Reeves, Marc Dacascos, comes and tries to save his friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
of course, Marc Dacascos puts on a hell of a show with his stylized fighting, his capoeira moves, the shit that we saw in Only
Oh,
the
yeah.
Strong. All that's
Yep,
on display
he's-
here, and I think
he does whip out a couple.
that's one of the saving graces I think of this movie is Marc Dacascos giving us a
Dacascos,
show.
He is the saving grace. I would
The
say.
saving, yeah, he is. Yeah.
I don't know. I like. What else about this movie? Nothing.
Well, I
I
mean,
mean, Marc Dacascos is this movie.
well, we'll do some comparisons to Marc Dacascos in this role and like Sasha Mitchell, in as he progressed throughout the films. But Marc Dacascos kills one of his henchmen. Which one is the one that gets killed, Bryce? He gets thrown off the roof. Pinto or
something like.
It's
Pinto,
one
I
of
think is his
them.
name.
Yeah, it's one of
It's
them.
Yeah,
Bull and Pinto. Bull and Pinto. Yes,
Yeah.
Pinto.
Right. I think it's Pinot.
So one
I
of
like
the
Wool. You can tell he's the goof. He's the dumb one. Ooh, Bull.
woo, yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
I mean, he gets thrown on the roof and it like dents in the guy's car while
Yeah.
he's inside. Doesn't he have like a whoop?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
like
He's,
woo, woo,
And then the car just drives off with him on the
with the
roof.
still on the roof.
They're like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just go, just go. Like, what?
Dude, I was asking Ray. I was like, do you think Pinto and Bull had something going on? Because he's like there. He's like,
Oh,
like
yeah,
hugging
he's
onto his
hugging
dead
his arm
arm.
as they're
Yeah.
driving away.
okay. It's like, what is going
It's
on?
it's hilarious because I mean, first of all, he's like showing like something
acting.
extreme,
He's
like
really like,
he's like selling it that he like loves this person
Yeah.
in a way.
yeah.
But and then they get a clip. They
No.
get a clip on the outside, and the guy's body's still in the car, and it's just,
It's
just
just
driving around.
I thought it was gonna fall off when
Yeah,
they
yeah.
turned the corner. I like the
Right.
line that the chauffeur delivers though, because the guy's like Moon's trying to call. He's like, can't get any signal. He's like, yeah. He's like, that's the guy who's got an antenna up his ass on the roof or whatever the fuck. Because I guess he knocked the antenna off. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Good lord, with this movie.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if they dump him, they leave the body there. They just like, well, throw him. They just throw him in some trash bags
Oh.
on the side of the
Back
street.
to work. I guess that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know that the guy that gets killed, Johnny, which is the guy that fought and then was asked to join the Federation, refused. He ends up getting killed. Initially, I thought he was gonna survive, just be extremely injured, because it didn't seem like
Yeah,
his
you know,
wounds were like
the way it looked like.
were fatal, you
Yeah.
know, until
It
he
didn't
just
look
like
severe.
decided to die.
He has a weird condition. I don't know if you know. It was a little subplot, but he had a weird condition where there's a main artery that goes directly from his balls to his heart, and so when he got kicked, that's why he died.
It just, yep, just cut that main vein right off, and there you go, instant death. Yeah, I can believe that. It's science.
Yeah,
If
that
you
seems
kick a man
scientific.
in the balls hard enough,
I'm
his
pretty
heart will
sure we
explode.
could open up a medical book and find that just right there, you know.
I don't know, man. Maybe they know some kind of
It's
secret martial art where they just kick a man right in the nuts perfectly, and he just
Well,
heart
it's almost like
explodes.
the death touch
Or
or the tiger's claw. This is like the
Yeah.
ball resender or something. I don't know.
now, if you really wanted to make him suffer, you figure out how to punch someone in the heart and make their balls explode.
there you go.
Yeah.
Send the
That's
opposite way. There you.
that's gonna take the skill. You throw the punch through the heart into the taint, down to the body into the taint.
Roland,
Boom.
I think if you're gonna get for both one scrote, like both scrotes on the both sides evenly, you got to do like a double punch on the heart. You know, like,
Oh. Then that might work even better because then you like Nagal had that like double death punch fucking
Yeah.
attack, right? Or was it a
Yeah.
chop?
it was a
I
chop.
forgot.
Yeah,
it was a
clap.
chop, yeah.
He did like a clap or something.
Yeah.
No,
That
you're right.
might
It was a
work.
clap because he hit
That
him
might
like
work.
on
He
the
could be like a double uppercut to
Yeah.
the dick.
Well, you
Or
did-
the no, he did the double punch actually the side a couple of times. So you could do that like the defibrillator or whatever.
Yeah.
To the heart and boom, it makes the balls go.
So after Johnny's death, of course, Matt is hell bent on revenge, trying to take down Nagal and his goons.
Yeah.
We get introduced to a new character called Paul Croft, and he's in prison. And apparently, he used to work for Nagal, and so Nagal gets him out of prison. That way, he can go assassinate Matt Reeves, because Matt Reeves is just fucking trouble, you know. With all those crazy capoeira moves, you can't be doing that shit.
He's dangerous.
Yeah,
and they know it.
Yep.
They fear him.
But Paul Croft, in his time in prison, has thought about his life and he wants to rehabilitate himself.
Yeah. He's a pacifist now, man.
He's realized, wow, he's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
Like no longer do I want to kill for Mr. Nagal. I want to take this opportunity to change my life and live in peace with my sister.
Just run. Just lie. It's cool. I'm out of jail now.
And he takes, you know what, to his character, he does take the time to go to Matt Reeves' place and let him know that I'm kind of here to kill you, but I'm not going to do it because this is not my thing anymore.
I could have mailed you a letter, or maybe I could have called long distance, but instead
I flew all the way over
decided to
here.
show up.
Decided to
Yeah.
show up in the middle
I'm gonna
of the night. Yeah.
Yeah, and come out of the shadows to let you know.
Yeah.
And just
Psych.
And now
yeah.
I return to Australia. Whoosh.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I
Sorry,
know with this
Africa.
character,
I keep
Bryce.
thinking this guy's from Australia.
With this character, I was telling you, he looks like was like a really a clone of. It's a clone of Matt Dillon's clone. That's what I said initially, just because his face is all like strangely shaped.
Yeah.
You said I think it was you who said it. It was like Matt Damon or Roland. You said he looked like Matt Damon.
Oh, yeah, I said he looked
I
like
s-
Matt Damon from, Team America.
I said, yeah, I also said I thought he kind of looked a little bit like Matt Dillon slightly. And then now I was like, when I was looking at him too, Ray, when he's on the plane, he's like kind of like got his face like that. He looks a little bit like Theo Vaughn too, except without the mullet. Like it was like,
Oh, because of his teeth?
yeah, no, it's like he's got his nose and like the way his jaw is kind of
He's
like
got like
jutted
this
out like
weird
that. I don't know how to explain it.
these giant like cheekbones that are like protruding this out,
Yeah.
and he's just like
Yeah, they
pissed off all the time.
Mhm.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
got this, like, sort of caveman brow that comes down a lot. I don't know, or maybe, like, that's what they told him, like, just, like, point your head down at the ground a lot or something. Because yeah,
Right.
the whole movie, he's, like, angry. "Arr," like,
yeah. He's been in
it's just
jail
the
this whole time. Of course he's gonna be pissed. You know,
Yeah.
maybe that as time goes on, we don't get to see this, but like as time goes on, like his facial features will soften. You know, because he's at peace now. Like Bryce said, he's a pacifist. He's learned to live.
Oh,
Mm.
He's learned to live
I
with
thought you were gonna
nature.
say
You know.
He's
I thought
getting
you were gonna say, like,
he
the angrier he looks, the more peaceful he is.
he gave up kickboxing for Tai Chi. That's what he's doing now.
Yeah, right.
Ah,
Yeah.
Um,
interesting.
yeah, he just has that like angry guy face, but he what's his name? Geoff Mead. Looks like he's been in a lot of like he either plays like a cowboy, angry cowboy guy, or like military dude.
Yeah,
So.
he could. I mean, he's a stunt guy, so I mean,
What's he tell the guy in the gang? They want him to join the gang war in the prison, and he's like, I don't fight anymore. And then he's like, we have
You don't
it's
got a
like
choice.
it's like, but when the dog bites, and he tells him something
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
Afrikaans for rest in peace.
yeah.
And I was like, all
It was
right.
very bad.
um. So at some point, of course, like the henchmen come and try to like, I guess, take them both out, and they team up.
Right.
Matt Reeves and Paul Croft team up to like fight against Nigel and kind of take down his uh federation, his organization, whatever it is. And
Shadow, because
they
they're gonna take over the world with kickboxing.
yeah,
Shadow
and
Legends,
there's
Shadow
actually some points where Mr. Nagel like shows off his own uh fighting style, and we
Yeah.
learned
Man, the
that
guy is
he
good
was banned.
oh,
He learned that he was banned for like illegal moves, like was it the Tiger
right.
Claw?
They never say what.
It was a Tiger
I
Claw.
assume
They
Yeah.
said that.
it's the only
Yeah,
thing. The death touch.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's killed people, and he was
Uh,
like banned from kickboxing. So that's why he's making his own now, and he's like really really upset that whenever
Yeah.
someone says that they don't want to be a part of it, he's like kill them instead instead of having
yeah,
them
he
fight.
takes it out on this like
This guy doesn't have
7 foot.
honor for shit. He ain't no Tong Po. Tong Po had
No,
honor.
that's
At least he was
right.
seeking it. You know, this guy doesn't give a shit about
Yeah.
that.
No.
You got this guy walking in who looked like Swedish Death Machine or something, and he like gives him the death touch or whatever.
Hmm.
After
Yeah,
he like actually gets his ass kicked for a while, which I was kind of enjoying. I was like, oh okay, and then never mind. Like, oh never. This is
yeah.
sure he has to win, of course,
Of
Oh yeah.
course, of course.
Hmm.
but the dude is in ridiculously good shape. Like, none of that. But
Yeah, well, he
never
has like
mind.
Bryce said, he has like that Mick Jagger physique. If like later on he keeps that
Big
same physique, he's just
Well,
gonna
underneath
wither
that
away. You
80s
know.
style suit, like
right. Mick
cocaine
Jagger does
boardroom
tons
suit,
of steroids.
he's got a pretty rocking bod, you know? I would have never
And
thought honestly when he fought like the guy and took his shirt off and shit, I was like, "Oh," I was like, I thought he was gonna be like a much more feeble, oldish, like old man kind of look. Like I don't know
Yeah,
how
right,
to explain it,
yeah.
but yeah, it wasn't,
Instead,
man.
he's like,
he's in it.
He's
You
on his
know.
jazzercise. He does his jazzercising. He's on his,
yeah,
his Stairmaster,
he's
Thigh Master.
yeah, I was gonna say he's got that Thigh Master.
Yeah,
No, this is in the 90s. This is in the 80s. I'm sorry.
No, isn't that like the 90s too? Like Susan
This
Sarandon
is
was hitting
Oh,
big
maybe.
with the Thigh
yeah,
Master,
but
dude.
we still, I mean, hey, step by step, it's all
Yeah,
connected, guys.
yeah.
There
She
you
was
go.
she was doing some exercise shit. Did any of you? Did you any of your households have a Thigh Master?
Yeah, one of
My
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 cousins had one.
my grandma my grandmother had the thigh master.
One of my cousins had one of those things, and I was like, "Well, good for you. You seen the commercial, huh?"
Yeah, everybody, I can see it. Like I
Never
just
used
remember
it.
like it piled in the corner, like over some clothes, like
Yeah,
it never got used
yeah.
again.
That's pretty much what happened with them.
I,
I
I,
was
will- I
like, "Oh,
will
this is
say, like
cool."
I did fall for one of those infamous
Little
exercise.
Jim,
No, not the Total Gym.
extra
My
I would have believed that. Right,
my
it's Chuck
parents have a total
Norris.
gym.
It's Chuck Norris. I would have believed that. They had that at another gym that I went to one time. Back in the day, they did have a Total
They had
Gym
a
in
total
there.
gym at a gym.
They had a Total Gym
they
at a
used to.
gym.
I mean,
Interesting.
that's funny. I mean, it's a row machine for the most part that you can
Essentially,
adjust.
pretty much, it's pretty good actually for rowing because it actually has a spot where you can put like a bar and add weights to it. So it's pretty
Yeah,
good for like
Mm.
rowing, but that's essentially all. It's just basically
yeah.
a row machine.
We
Like
used
it's
to we used to have one for a couple of years growing up, and yeah, like I remember just going to a gym and just use it's like, oh, it's a row machine.
yeah.
Well,
Pretty
I was gonna
It's
say I
funny.
fell for the shake weight.
No,
Roland's
You
fucking
did not
no.
face.
fall. You did
Roland's
not
face.
fall for the shake weight. You knew what that was. Get the fuck out of here.
I knew it was a jack off
Um,
trainer.
a masturbation machine. Yeah, exactly. It's a jerk off trainer.
Bro, like the dudes who were
Fuck out
using
of
it were
here.
buff, bro. So like as you're doing that shit, like you think you're getting fucking ripped, you
Yeah,
know?
but because they were probably buffed before they were like using
And
that
that's
thing for
impossible. They
jerking
were
off other
using the
dudes.
shake weight and they got buff. That's the way it
Oh, I'm
works.
sorry.
That's the
I'm
way it
sorry.
works,
I'm
you
sorry.
know.
I misspoke. It was a before after thing.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy they showed this guy
Yo.
who was like 800 pounds and they showed him using the shake weight and he was like
And
all
then he
ripped.
starts, yeah, using the shake weight. It had a different name each day, but hey, whatever.
But anyways,
He lost the weight. That's
yeah,
what's
yeah.
important, guy.
While he was hanging out with Jared eating Subway sandwiches.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
oh no.
Uh, back to the movie.
Yeah,
So
where were we?
we're getting pretty much Paul Croft and Matt Reeves have teamed up. They meet up with Paul Croft's sister, who Matt Reeves thinks is like his girlfriend, and I think at some point they pretty much that's kind of like Matt Reeves' like love interest, I guess, right? That kind of like what it turns
Yeah,
into.
kind
Pretty
of.
much. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, because there's a point in
She's
time
like
where he's like training outside all shirtless, and she's like, "Oh, here's some lemonade," and he's like,
watching.
"Thank you." Yeah, watching him train.
Yeah, as he walks up to her like flexing and shit at her or whatever,
Mm.
like
Yeah, he's
sweating,
all glistening.
glistening in the in the sunrise and shit, and she's
Yep.
just watching her there. I was like, oh yeah, I'm sure she's dry as sand right now. Oh yeah, this
I
girl,
always
this
I always train in
girl.
I always make sure I train in Vaseline or baby oil on her.
Yeah. This girl's gonna cough and like dust is gonna come out of her or something. She's so
Yep.
uninterested. Yeah, that's what it is.
um, I guess we can move on to the last part of this film where Paul Croft pretty much fights the Tim Curry looking guy.
Bowling.
Yeah,
Who'd
the
have thought
Bowling
who'd have
Tim
thought he
Curry.
was gonna fight? Like I didn't think he was gonna be a fighter.
I
He
was
looked
hoping he
crazy.
was because like they did talk about him being a fighter, and I just look at him like, sure, Doughboy, whatever you say. What
But
are you
I mean, he
fighting?
had some decent moves
Well,
on him.
Tenderloin?
apparently, Bolin and that what's his name, the
Paul
The goal?
Croft.
Paul Croft guy. Like apparently, I guess
Oh
they have like a
yeah,
Yeah,
history because he makes a mention. He's like, I used to be handsome until he did this. Like,
yeah. I
no, you
thought
were
it was
not. You
like
were not fucking handsome, dude. Shut the fuck up.
he
That shit's on the side of your
that
face, and it doesn't do anything to help any of that other stuff, man. Give me a
that
break.
I think that Boland's character, Greg Ladder, Boland, frames Paul Croft for something or another, and that's what gets him sent to jail.
That's
Ah.
right.
And that I don't remember what else like kind of beef they had going on besides from that. and I don't really care because yeah, like
Yeah.
their fight really sucked. Like it's not
Oh, yeah.
good.
Well, like what happens
Like
to
I
Bolin?
waited.
Like nothing happens to Bolin. Like he gets his ass kicked, and then
No.
he and the other guy who get their ass kicked get up, and they're like, "I guess we gotta look for other jobs." Burrito,
It's like,
burrito.
yeah.
I
The
mean,
moon guy, like, we need to look for other jobs. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
That could have been like one of those musical endings, like whenever they go, we gotta look for other jobs. Like I guess so. Dum, 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 you know, like some goofy like music
yeah.
that plays
Well,
after
this
they
whole
say that.
movie
Right.
kind of
Fade to
like
black, credits
uh,
rise.
this whole movie, aside from being like comedic, it gives me the vibe of it could be like some kind of music or dance related. Like, there's a scene where he finds out that his they can't do anything about the murders of his friend, and then Mark Dacascos is like he's like running through the streets like real fast. I expected him to
Yeah.
start doing like a dance like routine or something
Oh,
like
and he
that.
starts
I don't know.
kicking
Like, it's like
the metal
it,
wall or something. Yeah.
yeah, it just gives me like a vibe of like he's gonna start
You know
singing,
what?
like doing show
I
tunes
think
in a
you're
second or
thinking of
something. I don't
like
know.
it pretty much was following the same track as in Footloose when Kevin Bacon gets real
Maybe
pissed
it's
off. And it's like never, 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 never. You know what the fuck he does? You know, and he's like flipping
I
well,
mean,
and
maybe, but
yeah,
there's also the montage of where he's like he's I guess he's getting ready and he's like training or I don't know if he's training. He's just like in the gym like by himself.
so
But it looks like he's about to start doing like another like again like he's like I know he's doing like martial arts, but it looks like he's about to start dancing. Like the way they cut it, like the edit, it's just
yeah.
I don't know. It's a strange vibe to me, but
Well, yeah, this whole movie is
I'm
a
still
strange
trying to look
vibe.
for information about the writer for this Rick Filon, but I mean he doesn't really have much. The
I
director,
was
however,
Christine
uh,
Peterson.
right, was I mean she what year was this again? 95.
I was gonna ask, do you think she heard all the allegations about Sasha Mitchell and that's why she killed him off so like unceremoniously in
Probably
the
at that
beginning?
point.
Maybe, yeah.
Uh, this director, I think, had only done like dramas before and Critters 3.
Oh, she
Oh,
did Critters
interesting.
3. That's cool. Oh.
Yeah. Deadly Dreams,
And
Body Chemistry, and then Critters 3.
Ghoulies go to
So like
college.
so like all of their work from before, and also they directed an episode of Silk Stockings.
Oh,
Nice.
it's all
A lot
coming
of these
together,
were
man.
like suspense and like maybe I think they had one action suspense horror and one action movie to their credit.
You sure she
Before
didn't
Silk
go and
Stockings,
direct 4?
maybe.
I mean,
No,
part 4? No, we know who
that was
directed part
fun,
4.
dude.
Yeah.
That's
I
probably
know,
why
but I'm
like
just saying because you
they
said silk stocking, so I was like,
that's probably why like they had Cody die so like shittily in the beginning or whatever, just like as a last fuck you to Pyun. It's like no, just get all that
mm-hmm.
shit out of here. Yeah, he sucks. It's cool, and it's a symbolic of Cody probably ending up in jail at this point.
That's true. I don't know if he was in jail at that point, but or like all these allegations came out around this time. I don't know.
She
Yeah,
was the
maybe.
second unit director for Tremors, which is interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
like
second unit director?
this.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Second assistant director.
Hey, man, she's in there somewhere.
She was second unit first assistant director. She has a lot of assistant director credits. Villain Ted's
Yeah.
Excellent Adventure, Night Flyers, Chopping Mall. She was the
Nice.
Oh,
first
Okay.
assistant director, which I was gonna get to because I
And
was like, oh
all
fuck,
her
there's no
work
way.
culminated in this one Kickboxer sequel.
yeah. That's right, man. This is her time to shine, dude.
uh, yeah, she only had one other director role after this one. And
Yeah, they're
I
like,
want to say no, it's another drama. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just some other.
oh,
Let's go back to the last bit, the last final fight scene of this movie. Just to preface this, Mark Dacascos is doing like this training montage and shit.
He's doing his fucking best, man.
What
He is
was
acting the
what
shit
was that
out of
thing he was
this.
doing? He was putting like that sharp object on his throat and like just bending himself
Right.
into
So
it
like
to like strengthen
what
it up or something.
in his strengthening
yeah.
montage, yeah, he puts an arrow
Arrow,
to
yeah.
Oh
his
yeah, yeah.
little
He
I forget what this little spot's called between the top of your
the
uh
trachea.
no, it's like right below it, I think.
Oh,
Between it's just like a little gap like under the trachea, but above the
Yeah, like
clavicle.
right about here.
Yeah, I don't know what it's
And
called, but yeah,
so
seeing
he
the
puts an
area.
arrow there, and like he puts it up against the wall, and he's bending it, and you're just like, as it's cut between other montage training
Yeah, at
things that
some
he's
point it
doing, like,
snaps and he's just like, "Rrrr."
yeah, and then that's
Because I think, I mean, does he
foreshadowing.
know that
Yeah,
Nagal's famous for this tiger claw thing and he was just ready for it?
probably.
Oh
Probably
yeah,
because he knew,
Yeah.
as it turns out later when he does the the announcement himself, like that the guy is an asshole. He knows why.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just not. It's not. It's unfortunately like you get no clue to any of this watching it. You're just like, oh, he's doing some cool shit. I
Mind
guess.
you, the fight scene's kind of cool with these two. I feel like them having a background in
Um,
martial arts, it is interesting
it
and way
absolutely
more
helps.
interesting than the last fight of part 4. But
I
there
would
are
say
some
any
goofy
of the
moments. There are some
fights.
goofy moments, Uh, I
Yeah.
think we talked about it, Bryce. Whenever they get outside of that room, and then they start flipping and
yeah.
shit. Like there's like
They do.
they're both
Yeah,
flipping for no reason.
that was over.
Yeah.
That was over the top, dude. Like, why are they doing so much
Like
Yeah,
acrobatic
I think
stuff?
you even see a moment where like there's one of the stuntmen is a straight up gymnast because of the way they run, and then I think they
Yeah,
almost put their hands up to do
yeah.
a somersault.
It goes from a
Like
martial arts, like, from combat to, like, they're trying to win the, fucking gold
routines.
at the
Yeah,
Olympics or some shit.
yeah. Like, here's my floor routine, and we just I'm like,
Funny
okay.
if they bring out the ribbons.
So the end of this results in of course the guy tries to do the tiger claw on Matt Reeves. And Matt
Yeah, and he
Reeves
just
tiger claws him back,
tanks
but
it.
also with like the touch of death kind of thing. I think that's what he does, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he does the
And
Dimmock.
initially, like we think that
Yeah.
obviously that was the end of it, but he comes back and almost tries to kill Matt Reeves again. But
Right, with like a
obviously, it
little
takes some
arrow.
time. It takes some time, and as he's about to like try and kill him, like the heart I think explodes or something,
Yeah, he
and
did
then he like bleeds
the
out.
3 or the 5-step
Yeah.
death or whatever
Yeah,
thing where your heart explodes.
could have been more climactic. It
I
wasn't.
mean, yeah, considering that this is a rated R movie,
Yeah.
I would, I would say this is as low budget as it gets.
Sure,
Um, and I don't really mind that so much because again, like huge Marc Dacascos fan. I think he's cool as fuck. Um, and like even though the villain wasn't really, he's absolutely not intimidating at all. Like the guy can fight, like, and he's jacked as hell. It's not the best show, but like it's leagues above what we were kind of become used to. Uh, like the most low effort Marc Dacascos like backflip looks a million times better than anything than any of Cody's fucking spinning knee attack or whatever that shit was that
yeah.
Yeah, man.
he did. Like it's not even comparable, and so that saves it for me for the most part because again, like this is the year after Double Dragon, so he's doing like just straight more of that, which I'm totally fine with.
Yes.
It's more of it, more hamming it up. So, and at least I get to see him do a rated R movie. So that's also like that's kind of how I think of this. This is sort of like the rated R Double Dragon to me. It's just
Why
really
couldn't they
bad.
make why couldn't they make one more Kickboxer and have one of the kids from Three Ninjas in there?
That would be awesome. Ah, fuck that. Have all 3 of them in
All
there.
3 of 'em there, yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is it gonna be like? Kickboxer 6, the Three Ninjas? Like
I don't know, I don't know.
you know what? Fuck that. Surf
Baby
Ninjas, bro.
kicks.
They should have got Ernie Reyes Jr. to
I was
continue
about to
on
say,
with
yeah.
that.
Oh
That
my
would have been
god, he could
awesome.
still do that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
He could probably still do that. Ernie Reyes has got to be in his 50s now, I think.
I
I
think
think
so,
he can
Ernie
yeah.
still I
Reyes
think
and Kickboxer, wow.
Dude, that would have been kick
I think he's still got
ass.
it in
That would have
him.
been kick
Hell yeah.
ass.
You guys got that oh sorry, I'm already getting distracted. Uh yeah, that would be great.
um,
I mean like there's still plenty of 80s actors that are still trying to do movies, so like
right.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Matthias Hughes, Cynthia Rothrock, I want to say was still doing stuff.
I don't think some of these people are, but I'm pretty sure they're involved in film
Well, like
still, probably in the
Lou
background or something.
Ferrigno, I think I sent you guys an article about movie that he's doing. I didn't even know that guy was still alive.
I'm just wondering why he's still doing movies. I mean,
I mean, maybe he needs to pay the bills.
he
Or
makes
got
it up at the cons. What
kids,
is he gonna be doing movies for? Like,
So
anyways,
Roland, you're
paycheck.
a
oh yeah, of course.
Cynthia Rothrock like aficionado then, or what?
I
No,
am a
No.
fan.
he's a fan of
I'm
Cynthia
not an
Rothrock.
aficionado by any means. Like
Have
I
you seen
do
Martial
love.
Law?
Yes,
I
I
haven't.
love
It
martial
just
law
came up
because
right now. It
I'm
looks
a big
interesting.
Sammo Hung fan. He's awesome as fuck. And the movie where Cynthia Rothrock fights him is I've never watched all of it, but it's fucking awesome because they beat the shit out of each other.
She's in a movie called China O'Brien.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Oh,
I think where she fights Sammo Hung.
nice.
All
It's
right,
pretty
guys.
cool.
Overall thoughts on Kickboxer 5, aka I'm sorry, Redemption Kickboxer 5.
Uh,
Whoever wants to go first.
I will go for a sec.
Need some thinking juice.
Oh,
Oh,
overall, I have to be honest with you. Even though the movie came out like what, a
Yes.
couple of years later than 4,
Mm-hmm.
or how long? I don't know. It just felt like to me the production quality of it was less. Now I don't know if the version they
yes,
have
dude.
on Tubi is like the one that for 4 is of better quality than the one that was uploaded for 5. I don't know. It just seemed like the overall like
I think all the budget
just
went to.
quality. Yeah, it just didn't. I don't know what to explain it. It just seemed more like of a made for TV movie, which it was apparently in some countries went straight to TV.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously 4 never like I don't even think 4 ever went to
This
theaters
isn't
or
much
whatever. But it just I don't know what it
different.
was. It just felt like even though 4 was so stupid, it had like the qualities of being like a slightly more higher
Yeah, it
production
had
movie.
yes. Even
Now
though that's
They
a pretty
literally could
low
have had
bar
just
at
better
that point.
oh, it
cameras.
is for sure, man. But now that being said, obviously, yes, the fighting is much better in this. But it's like I always said about these movies is that they are getting further and further away from Muay Thai, kickboxing. Like Marc Dacascos'
Yeah.
style is more like it reminds me of like some 36 Chambers, like Shaolin style. Like he does a lot
Yeah.
of like Swan style like thing, and that's cool. To me, it's
A
like
lot more
more visual.
dramatic.
It's yeah, it was visual. It's much more visually appealing. And he does like
Correct.
that kind of like spinning double kick thing, which is kind of cool. And
Yes.
there's a lot of like roll, like they jump up and they do like
Yeah,
which
he has
that's the
some
kind of martial
really
arts I
awesome
like to see.
acrobatics. Yeah.
So yeah, the
That's
fighting
not
was
Muay Thai at all though. Like
no, no,
absolutely
no,
not. Muay Thai is
not
like in efficient and like functional.
yeah.
It's not
Well,
so much an art as
what's
like an actual like defense.
it's funny because like the fighting he's doing in this is like reminds me of the fucking Double Dragon video game. Like they would do like the one for NES or Super NES. They would do a lot of those like jumps where they come up and then they would do like the down kick like that.
Yeah.
I'm using my arms, but you know
And he
what I mean.
does
Like
the dragon kick. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bruce
So
Lee's dragon
fighting in
kick.
this, of course, is definitely awesome. It's just I don't know what it is, man. Like I guess it's the characters too. Like, and god damn it, I ended up loving David Sloan, dude. I'm sorry, all right. I got used to him. He grew on me. He fucking grew on me, all right.
Like a
I've
tumor.
seen I've seen him, I've seen him grow and blossom from the goofy, like, like sidekicky kind of guy,
Well,
like in
full-blown
two
malignant.
to being like the Miami Vice detective kind of guy to being like the dour like biker
Oh my god.
dude, like blue
Become a
collar guy
parasitic
in
and
4. I don't know, man.
You
needs to
know,
be cut out.
Bryce,
We got to be humane.
Bryce, I'll agree with you because David Sloan does show some range in a sense where we see these different characters. We see him grow,
Yes.
and
He can act
we've
badly in
seen,
Range.
all he can act badly in many different
yeah.
ways.
These are just these aren't different facets
He
of
can
Yeah.
Cody. It's just like he's just opening the tap a little more in each fucking movie.
he can act
And by the
badly
time they get
comedically,
to
he
the
can act
third
badly
one,
dramatically. He can do
but dramatically. Yeah, he's opening the drama valve. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He's just turning up that talent.
Yeah, he's opening it
Until
up,
he
but it's
gets
a bunch of like
his-
still water that it's like all corroded and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's all brown and corroded with water.
No, guys, you're thinking about it wrong. He's opening it more, and it's just drugs, it's just cocaine.
Yeah.
It's just the tap of
It's just powder
endless
coming out, man.
snow, and he's just there, right at the bottom. Glub, 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 glub.
Just with an open
Third
nostril.
movie, guys. He's at the top of his game, all right, by this point, because he doesn't need guns anymore in this one.
No, man.
And he is the weapon.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to see Marc Dacascos in like a few more Kickboxer movies. Like I wish they had continued to make it in this like style, if you will. Like, but then of course now it's I guess like I said, the next one that comes out like in the 2000s, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, and then that's already gonna be like a
The after this film,
it's different
Completely
styles.
different generation.
after this film, the
Yes.
franchise is completely abandoned. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. This
Which
is
sad,
like
'cause it would have been kind of cool to see him in other ones.
yeah, this is technically the last one where until I believe it gets rebooted. All right, so this is
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah,
this is the
I'm not excited about I'm
Me
gonna
neither.
watch
This is
them.
the
I'll probably watch them
quintessence,
tonight,
right?
honestly, but I'm really
one
looking at
one
it
through
like,
5 are the original Kickboxer films. Everything after this is just the rehash shit, which
It's
we're gonna
whatever
watch.
fucking
We're gonna watch, but I don't know how in depth we'll go in these. We'll kind of just maybe discuss them very casually of what we thought about them overall, because we've gone into depth with these, right? We've invested our time in Jean-Claude Van Damme. We've definitely invested our time in Sasha Mitchell, and now we have kind of like a tail end of like Marc Dacascos, just like we're done. That's it. It's over.
Yep.
Roland, what did you
Give
think?
up.
What did you think of like Kickboxer 5?
I enjoyed it. I actually unironically enjoyed this. Mostly because I just wanted to be free of Cody Lambert. The reign of his half-assed roundhouse kicks, just his low energy fights just killed me so hard.
That was more like in part 4 though. Like that last fight, he just.
But he chokes out female opponents so easily though.
Twice. Or was it once? Yeah, exactly. Instantly, you mean?
Yeah.
The skills. The skills. of this
Reluctantly.
man.
He reluctantly does it, guys. Like he doesn't want to do it. He has to do it.
I'm just happy to see Marc Dacascos in anything. And I honestly mean that. And I've seen him in some garbage sci-fi originals, and I've forgotten since. But, yeah, I'm really not looking forward to the next one, because like what, the 2000s era? You're talking about like the Born Identity, the shaky cam, fucking.
Is it?
Yeah, I just already see it's a style that I'm not
era.
excited to. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But
A lot of the early 2000s, like aughts action movies, they do a lot of like shaky cam,
Yeah, yeah.
like zoom in, cut, and like edit, like a Seagal film, pretty much. And yeah, so
I was gonna ask, do you think if the Kickboxer franchise continued, do you think that Brandon Lee would have gotten in on it at some point?
oh man, that would have been so cool. Hell yeah. They could have
Think they would-
rebooted it with him after this.
Like if he had been alive, like obviously before the Crow incident, but like
You know what?
think they
You know
would
what? Maybe only because in the sense of like was a huge martial arts talent and
Yeah.
just like such a celebrity. If anything, maybe he could have like came into this and brought back Van Damme or something and had some kind of like collaborative effort. Even I don't know. I could see something like that.
I think Brandon Lee probably would have could have maybe Brandon Lee could have been the uniter of a Seagal and a Van Damme, and like create like a real a real collage of martial artists together to
we
make
could have
like the
gotten
ultimate martial
Expendables,
arts
like
movie.
10 years earlier or something, 20 years earlier.
Of course, we're speculating because I mean, maybe Brandon.
that
You know,
timeline is
I personally think Brandon Lee was kind of like almost seeming to move away from the martial arts type of films, because I know, I
he
mean,
wanted to get in there.
more
Yeah.
dramatic acting, or maybe he would have been a comedic actor. Who knows?
A lot of so I mean,
comedic.
and it's
Yeah, I
probably
could see
not a
that.
surprise to people that sort of follow a lot of martial arts actors. They try to do that. Like a lot of them try to get into like just more vocal roles than than the physical one so much. I mean, Jean-Claude Van Damme being the best and easiest example. Like he's actually a really, really good speaker. Um, he needs
I mean,
good
don't you
lines.
remember the fucking speech from Street Fighter? That's memorable as fuck, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's
Yeah,
it was only a Tuesday.
it's like saying it
Oh
like
wait,
ironically. No, I'm being absolutely serious. One of the best monologues in cinema history.
by him or by Raul Julia?
No, by in general. No, I'm talking about
Oh
his speech whenever he gives it to the soldiers, and he's doing
yeah.
that. We're going to kick
Oh yeah.
Bison's ass so hard that the next Bison
Right.
wannabe is going to feel it. You know,
The
that's
feeling. Yes.
that's giving me emotion, man.
Yeah.
I'm motivated.
I mean, yeah, he does build up to it with the brave heart. But we could go home,
Yes.
and all that. He
Yeah.
keeps repeating. I do unironically
Imagine if
agree.
if he said that speech in French, how intense that would have been. That would have
Mhm.
been
That would have been
fucking.
really cool.
That would have been
That would
badass.
imagine, yeah, again, like if he
They
would
have
have been able
subtitles
to
on the bottom with his voice though.
actually
Yeah.
dictate his own lines. Man, I would have been
Yeah.
fine with that. I honestly would have been fucking fine. Yeah, that's a perfect example of absolutely wasted fucking talent. And a lot of like the more physical actors, fucking isn't Dave Bautista in one of the Kickboxer ones that we're gonna be watching here? And
Yep,
that
he
like he's
is.
another good example of somebody that's like trying. He started out as like
He's moving
doing
away from
wrestling
a
and
lot of
that
that stuff
moving.
too.
Yeah, because he's stated himself. He's like, I'm getting too old like to do any of this kind of like it's dumb. Like, why would I keep up with this? And he wants to act, and so like
Yeah,
he'd
and
been
he's
moving
actually
into
pretty
like
good. He's
comedy
actually a
and
pretty good actor too. I think so.
I mean, you saw him last in the M. Night Shyamalan movie,
Yeah, knock on the
I
door, knock
believe,
at the cabin or something like that. Yeah.
which he would have been the only reason I would have watched that movie, like to get me to go watch it because I wanted to see him in an interesting role. But I still couldn't. But like that would have been that was close enough to get
That
my
was good.
attention.
I like the way his performance in that. Just real quick, let me give my
Yeah.
2 cents, and then we'll go into some ratings on IMDb. I enjoyed this movie. I personally think it's better than Part 4. Overall, stylistically
I
wise. I
agree.
mean, it does look cheaper. I'll give it
Yeah.
that. It does look cheaper than Part 4. Part 4 does look
It
like it has
probably
a
had to
higher
be
end,
by this point, man.
higher end
It
production
probably
value.
had to be by this point, right? They had to convince the studio to fucking let him do it.
Yeah, they go like, here is this handheld camera. Go and make this movie. You don't
Yeah.
actually get to use film. You're using a purely VHS tape.
Nah.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
rated R, but there's gonna be no boobs.
Yeah, no boobs
And
whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
eroticism.
Why is this
yeah.
rated R? What was it? What?
w-
Violence.
I don't know, maybe
Maybe.
I guess. But
That's
rated
literally
R
it.
for the
There's no real
Sloan
blood.
brutality,
There's no
the cruelty to
language. There's no
Lambert.
real language in this movie. Like
No, there
like
really
bad
isn't.
language. I
Yeah.
mean, bad language. I mean,
No,
it's you could say like
right.
actual
Yeah.
language too. Like
yeah, there's barely any language in that.
it's questionable.
No.
All the dialogue in this movie, but like I said, I did like it better than Part 4. I did not like the fact that they wrote off David Sloan's character just so abruptly. I
Yeah.
like Bryce. I was kind of becoming partial
Oh,
to the David Sloan character,
it's
you know,
lazy.
and I would have
It's
loved to have
lazy.
seen him continue on in this film, but obviously we didn't get that. But I do appreciate that Marc Dacascos kind of took the role in this film, in this
Yeah.
movie, because I like Marc Dacascos, and I've liked the movies that he's been in. Like we said, Double Dragon, Only the Strong.
They
Again,
give him absolutely nothing to work with. What do you expect? So, like
right,
that being said, I'm happy with
I mean, just him as
what
a
he's
person,
doing.
as a character, I like him in general.
Yeah.
So if he's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
in it, I will watch it, and that's why I think
Yeah.
I appreciate it a little bit more. And he gives it his all whenever he's doing the fighting, and even just him doing his little training montage by himself in that gym, like he's giving it his
It's
all
so
just for what,
great.
like give us some
Yeah,
improv
dude.
martial
He
arts
is
style, and
jacked
he did
as
it.
hell.
You know,
Holy shit.
that's enough for me because it's interesting. I can only imagine if they said that to Sasha Mitchell, it would have just been him going like with the knee,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A
like
lot of that.
like
Instead, we
slow
get
kicks, arched
we get
back,
Mark Dacascos' like
giraffe neck, Like,
warm up routine.
yeah,
You
it's
know,
just a warm
which
up routine.
was awesome. It just looked like all he was doing was stretching and shit, and he's just like flipping around and doing all this crap, and we're like,
This
fuck yeah,
motherfucker does a
awesome.
flip and lands on a split and does this whole like weird thing like that. I'm like,
Yeah,
where are you gonna get that from?
just
Where are you gonna get it from?
buttery smooth, man.
Anyways,
And
we're moving on to
Something fun.
ratings on IMDb for Redemption Kickboxer 5. And at this point, and recording this, the user reviews, the IMDb rating is a 3.9 out of 4, which is a 0.1 lower than part 4, surprisingly.
yeah,
Um,
somehow.
and as we've been doing in these
Bitch.
past episodes, we're gonna go through some of the headlines and maybe read a few reviews to see what
How
the public
dare
has
these
to offer.
IMDb nerds besmirch our holy Marc Dacascos, blessed be his name.
The first
Fantastic.
one, 4 out of 10 says killer. This killed the whole Kickboxer
Yeah.
series. I can't believe they said that David Sloan died in the beginning of this movie. Tong Po wasn't finished yet because he ran away in part 4. Exactly, we talked about that. The real Kickboxer
Yes.
series saga didn't end. If they made Kickboxer 5, it should have been about the Sloans again. We agree. That should have been.
Oh,
I
there's
was
only
so
one left.
angry.
Yeah,
It
this
should have
guy's
been
taking it
about
real
the
personal, man.
Yeah, he is very.
again.
He's really upset about it. Next one, 3
No,
out of
this is
10.
like beyond Sloan, beyond Kickboxer. They raise him from the dead.
3 out of 10. Great fight scenes, but rather bad plot and dialogue. Again, something we talked about. As usual, Dacascos displays some excellent moves and great style in the fight scenes, and the choreography ain't half bad either. However, that's the only compliment I can come up with for this movie. The dialogue will have you cringing, and the plot is extremely weak and full
Certainly
of
had me
holes.
doing that.
Yes.
You know,
Well,
so far we're all kind of like right on the money with these people. Like we are speaking with the people. 1 out of 10, nothing redeeming here. This time, Marc Dacascos is headlining Kickboxer, who destroys the company that killed his friends. Seems like the Nagal Federation has killed off champions who refuse to Join, including Sasha Mitchell's character. And that's basically what happens at the very beginning of this movie, which was a quick, unfortunate quick solution to not having Sasha Mitchell back on this movie. 2 out of 10,
Yep.
predictable and boring. 4 out of 10, hackneyed plots, too much running around and boring. Someone said the best Kickboxer sequel. Interesting. Did you write that, Roland?
No.
No, you sure? Oh, that's unfortunate. 1 out of 10, Kickboxer 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know what that means. What the fuck? Why did they ever make another Kickboxer without Van Damme? 2 and 3 were okay, but they still don't compare at all to the first. Terrible fighting scenes. They should have left it alone after the first. Making 2, 3, 4, and 5 was very disrespectful to the original. I mean, sure. I mean,
Wow, a 10 out of
Yeah,
10.
completely what?
neat martial arts flick. 10 out of 10. I don't know about that. 3 out of 10. Kickboxer 2 fans. Now you know how we felt. Good movie. 4 out of 10. The bottom of the kickboxing barrel. 3 out of 10. The end. 4 out of 10. Not very good end to this series. 5 out of 10. Ruined the series. 4 out of 10. Despite some of the slowdowns, we recommend
Ruined it,
Kickboxer 5, especially
really?
the fans of the series.
Marc fucking Dacascos ruined
Best
the
yet?
fucking
10 out of 10. Best yet. This one really made
Hell
this whole
yeah.
series worthwhile. If you enjoyed Kickboxer 5, follow the Instagram account. God, this is just someone trying to like
Oh,
funnel people over. Oh, I'm not even going to say your fucking name.
Fucker.
Not even going to say your fucking name. David Sloan out,
Fooled
Matt
ya.
Reeves in. Not many. There's only 19 reviews on this fucking movie. You know what? I think we should at some
Mhm.
point put our hats in the ring and give our own reviews so we can add at least
Yep.
go past 20, all right? Maybe we can up the score.
I'll send you guys a little paragraph.
Oh, yeah. You send it and we'll kind of mishmash something to like put on here to make it an even 20
Yeah, you can
review.
be
Cinequest video says Marc Dacascos kicks ass. I don't know. You write the headline, Roland. Roland, you write the headline. You write the headline for this movie. Whenever we write down a review, and I'll put the review on Letterboxd as well.
some guy said he suggested that, and if they, well, I guess this review is written in 2002, but he had suggested that they made Kickboxer 6, so they should have Matt Reeves fight Tong Po
Yeah, you could do that too.
That would have been
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
in the ultimate
That
battle for
would
honor and
have been
revenge.
cool. 2 goddamn martial artists that can actually coordinate around each other? No, that sounds
Mhm.
horrible.
But bring
I
back
don't wanna
Mikhail
see that
But
at all.
if
Kesey.
Tong Po can't even fucking beat the weakest of Sloans, how is he gonna beat fucking Marc Dacascos with this fucking jumping around and shit? This wouldn't even
That's
happen,
true.
man.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's
It's so
possible.
sad. Like Tong Po should just he should
I
have
don't
hung up
know.
glass gloves for good, man. Just been like, that's it. Can't do it anymore.
This is kind of something
Maybe.
I'm just kind of pushing out there for this particular this next segment. I didn't tell you guys to do this, and I didn't tell myself to do this. I'm literally just thinking about it right now. What would have been the proper Kickboxer 5 movie if David Sloan had been in this movie?
Mm.
He should have gone the way of Eric Sloan and just been paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah, right. He could have been rolling around the movie and
That
been
would have
like,
been great.
fucking.
Or if they didn't want to kill him off, they could do something stupid and have him like in a full traction like suit, like a mummy basically the whole time. They could that's David Sloan. He's just like in
Just
a
gonna
full body cast.
You know what? They don't even have to. They don't even have to bring back
be an
Sasha
iron
Mitchell,
lung.
right? They just
Yeah.
have his eyes.
Would they make a like a Tong Po like eye makeup for David Sloan? Is what you're saying?
No. Like they have him all in a cast. You know.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
he's
yeah.
totally cast up from his body. Like he's just like this, you know, because he's
Yeah.
been
That's
broken
what I mean.
up.
Like he's just full body cast. You can't even
Yeah,
see
that's why I'm
anything.
saying all
Yeah.
you see is his eyes, and like he's just like
Oh,
Marc Dacascos is like Tong Po's back. He like, and I will avenge you, and he's just like. "Roar, roar." Roar, roar.
I would have liked to have seen Xian in this movie with Marc Dacascos.
That would have been
Oh,
cool,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
They
you
they
could come
probably
back.
been
Xian
Yeah.
very
returns
cool.
finally.
They
You know
probably
what?
would have been very,
You know what,
very
man?
good.
Even if
together.
they had killed off David Sloan, Xian should have come back anyways, and he
Yeah,
could have
that would
been.
have been the
Yeah, that's a good one.
Nah, but
like
then it would have
link.
been like,
It would have been the link to this.
what the fuck is Yen gonna teach Mark Dacascos movie? He's gonna be like, yeah, he's like, thanks, Yen, I'm okay though. Like your fighting
No,
style is pretty
but
sucky compared
you
to
could
mine.
they could have
honestly.
made Matt Reeves a bit of a closer, maybe a former student or like a closer friendship to David Sloan,
Somebody.
where he's
Right, yeah.
more affected by the fact that he's dead, and Xian comes back to kind of help him regain his honor or fighting
I don't
ability
know.
or something.
Like kill those guys. and
Always with
shit.
honor.
There would have
Or
been a
it could have
lot more to work
continued.
with.
Yeah. Or they could have continued the whole fucking from 4 with his like balaclava, like his ninja mask. They could have just had him doing that the whole movie. That could have hit his face. He's just like, I
Yeah,
don't know, for whatever reason, every time they show him, he's just got that thing. He's just like,
he never takes
He's
it
got
off
the
the whole
Seville
fucking
lighting.
movie.
yeah, yeah.
We know like they could have killed off David Sloan. Xian comes back. He like comes to like David Sloan's funeral or some shit. I don't know, man. Tong Po could have like easily killed David Sloan at the beginning of this movie. Xian comes back. Marc Dacascos is like a former student, and then they kind of go off to go and get fucking Tong Po. That could have been a movie right there. Like
That's probably the best. Yeah, they should have had Tong Po kill David Sloan, and then
and
at least
then
it's a
maybe
friendship.
Xian and Marc Dacascos,
Something, yeah, they would have
like,
leaned into the mafia.
it would have been hilarious though if Tong Po tries to pull this honor shit again. He's like they try to double team Marc Dacascos and Xian try to double team on fucking Tong Po, and he's just like, wait, 2 against 1, that is not honor, and they're like, fuck honor.
You beat the shit out of him.
They beat the shit out of him,
It'll be like Kickboxer 2, where his face just turns into a hamburger again.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I think the only logical thing to do is for Tong Po to completely annihilate the Sloan bloodline. He's done it up until this point. Why not finish off David Sloan in some way? And again, he could have shot him also. That would have been it. And then Marc Dacascos and Xian come back to kind of take Tong Po out,
It's even more insulting now that you pointed out that Tong Po went to the trouble to kill the fucking first 2 Sloan brothers, but was like, fuck Cody Lambert. Lambert beat him and won and like survived.
And he scurried
and he
away.
gets killed by, and then he gets killed.
Yeah, and he's killed by this fucking dude, these douchebaggers.
in a silhouette process slow motion intro.
Yeah, it's wild
Maybe
that
they
they
just
did
go
that.
full.
The
Maybe they go full like
disrespect.
fantasy. They go full fantasy in this one, and fucking David
Yeah.
Sloan finds one half of an amulet, and Marc Dacascos, Matt Reeves, finds-
Every-
and they have to
Everybody,
put it together to become the dragon. You know.
everybody on the cast is on acid. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean that rips.
Man, there are so many ways we could improve these movies. We just got to get some extras, guys. I'll just go hit up a couple colleges. We can find some theater kids.
Anyone would preferably a martial arts
Save up.
background, right? They come back and like
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can do some fight
Get a
scenes
couple
and
theater
stuff.
kids, a couple of gymnasts.
All right.
Like they.
Here's the big question: who's making the prosthetic for Tong Po?
Who's making? I
None
wonder
of
if
that
Tom
shit.
Savini would Tom Savini make the?
The prosthetic.
Maybe he
Why
needs
not?
money.
Tom
He
Savini, we
Needs
know
money.
you're.
Oh, you
hear
mean
he
like?
needs money.
Oh, you're asking if we made it, who's gonna make
Yeah,
the?
who's gonna make it? Like,
Yeah.
I could get some
I
paper
think-
mache going. I could.
I think it would be safest if you did it, Bryce. Yeah. I think you have the best
I'm just
chance of success.
I'm just gonna make a full like Tong Po head and fuck just the eyes, dude. It's just like put a whole head on. It's like
you're gonna make the head,
we're
but with the
explaining it
eyes still.
later.
Like,
yeah, leave the eyes. Just put the fucking
We're-
head on.
We're explaining it later from like getting sued in the courts. We could just be like, he didn't know what he was doing, Your Honor.
Yeah.
He didn't know he couldn't do that. All right, he can't be held
Right, man.
responsible. The man,
you know, it'd be
had the best
hilarious
of
though,
intentions.
Bryce. Like, you're gonna make like an oversized Tong Po head, so it's gonna be like way bigger than the body and shit. So
He'll
as
put,
they're
like, a
moving
dark
around, like
helmet
the
from
head's like fucking
Spaceballs.
like.
Yeah.
He's like fucking Rick Moranis in fucking Spaceballs.
Yeah,
He's gonna have his
exactly. It'd be like
giant-
fucking dark helmet.
yeah.
Oh God.
Or he could. Oh no, I was just thinking he could be Dan Aykroyd from Coneheads, but it's not
Mhm.
wide enough, right? He'd be
Yeah.
more like Mega Mind, fucking Will Ferrell and shit.
Yeah.
Or what's his face? Skarsgård is it? I'm trying to think of people who've got enough, like who've got broad enough fucking foreheads.
Guys, considering that this is I guess the last of the official series of Kickboxer, and then we're gonna move on to the others that
Now we're getting
gonna go
into
into the
like
reboot.
the
Modern.
Kickspindables.
the Kickspindable.
That's what these movies kind of look like, and they look like like an Expendables movie.
Yeah, because they're more modern, you know, like
Yeah,
this is like
man.
modern
Yeah.
filming. I mean, this is modern,
because
low
by
budget
this
martial
point-
arts. I don't even know what that looks like.
By this point, everybody knows how to use Photoshop. So
Now I want to.
You know what, dude? I bet you because Dave Bautista's in it. Like I bet you they're gonna go full jujitsu or MMA, and it's not even. I don't know.
They're gonna just
I don't know
grapple the
why.
whole time.
I think so, man. I bet. I promise you. Well, I don't promise. I bet you, man. They're going to do some kind of grappling or something's gonna go on with this. Joe Rogan's gonna make an appearance for some reason. He's gonna be.
So
And Dana White's gonna be the two.
this is
Dana White's
post
gonna-
Guardians of the Galaxy. So Bautista's already been sort of like had a few movies under his belt by this point.
But
I
he's like
think.
huge in this movie, though. Isn't it? He's like huge in this version.
Yeah.
This is Dave Bautista at it's like one of his biggest like.
Oh yeah, he's
muscular.
always been a really big dude. But yeah,
Speaking
by this
of
point,
Double Dragon, he'd be like the first boss in the Double Dragon. What's that guy's name? The one that's like real gigantic.
the one
Oh
that
yeah,
throws
that's
fires at
right.
you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we bring this episode to a close, let's rate 1 through 5, worst, best.
Oh, we're going back to ratings now?
No.
Oh,
We're
we're
rating like
rating the
we're ranking
series.
them. Sorry, we're ranking
Oh, okay.
1 through 5. 5 being the worst, 1 being the
I
best.
wish you would give me a little more time.
No, this have to be like off the top of your head, Bryce. This is like you can't just sit there and think about it too
Yeah.
much. You have to just
Dude.
Don't be
think.
scared.
You have to be instinctual about
Right.
this, all right?
Well, obviously number one's at the bottom for me.
Wait, hold on. All right, so number 5, the worst of the series. Roland, go.
Hold on. Okay, gotta make sure I get myself in the moment. You know, gotta put myself.
You're
in
stalling. Go.
Worst of the series. I would have to say it's probably 4.
4.
Yeah.
Bryce, worst in the series.
Yeah.
Go.
Ooh,
You
2.
can't say
2.
3.
Okay.
Ah,
I
2's
Right. Worst in the series for me, number 4. Number 4, Roland. Go.
Second worst in the series gonna be number 3 when he goes full Cody.
Oof. Okay. Bryce, number 4.
Oh, you know
5.
what? I take it
5.
back. It is part 2. My 4 is 2. I take it back. Full Cody.
That's the only time
is
you get
sort
to
of be
take back. All right.
appreciated.
That's the only time you get to take back.
All right,
All right.
all right.
For me, the second worst in the series is 4. I'm sorry. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. Can't even hear you laugh in fucking Discord.
Oh, that's okay.
So right now, number 5 for me, the worst is number 4. Second worst, number 5. Number 3, Roland.
What do we got left? 1, 2, and 5.
No, you already said number
I'm gonna
2.
go
You said
ahead.
number 2
Oh, that's
was
right.
you
1,
have
3, and 5.
1,
My
3,
bad.
and 5 for you. Go.
Yeah, so number 3 is gonna be number 3 for me.
Oh shit. Okay. Bryce.
Hey,
It's 4.
let's say,
Number 3 is 4.
you
Okay.
monster.
Number 3 is
I don't tell you, man. I just something about him.
number 3 is number 2 for me.
Number 2, eh?
Look, I think you guys are
The Road
basing
Back.
all your rankings too much on the martial arts, which I appreciate. That guys, don't get me wrong, but like these movies have so much more to offer than just the punching and the kicking.
Yeah.
Have we have you not been listening to my list? I
Yeah.
said the
Oh,
worst one is number 4, the second worst is number 5, the third worst or better, however you want to look at it, is number 2.
Okay.
All right. So, Roland,
I mean, so I've only got
second
number 1 and
best,
number 5.
fourth
Second
worst.
best is gonna be is it fourth worst? Number 5, because I love Marc Dacascos that much.
Okay. Bryce,
It's gonna be 3.
3. Okay.
3 and 4 were like close. It's I don't know, but yeah, I'll go 3.
If I was
for
gonna,
me,
yeah, because 3 jumps the shark pretty hard.
For me,
sometimes.
it's number 3.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously number 1 is obviously unanimous. Is the first one.
It's gonna be, of course. It's got our boy,
That's right.
the
The
one who should have been going.
Kickboxer.
Yeah.
So
He has
like
John Kickboxer
I just want to
himself.
reiterate
John
from
Kickboxer, yeah.
best to worst for me. All right, I'm just gonna go back up real quick. 1, 3, 2, 5, and 4. It's real confusing,
Oh,
right
shit.
there.
Oh, well,
Did you
I
spill
spilled that
beer? Oof.
Yeah.
That's what happens with your shitty ratings, Roland.
My perfectly awesome rating. How dare you? As I said, my best movies in order would be
Bryce.
1,
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, go ahead.
5, 3, I think 2 and 4. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah. All right.
1, 3, 4, 5, and then 2.
All right. See, Bryce,
What the
I
hell's with
think
the sobriety test? Like you have going like someone like drunk. Remember that shit? Like it's a fucking sobriety test.
are garbage.
Yeah.
I go, I'm not asking you to
You wanted to
fucking.
make sure we were telling the truth or something,
Yeah.
or like not just saying shit out of our ass. Let's see if he remembers.
That we
Yeah.
remember.
Remember your fucks. Yeah. Hey, it makes for good podcasting, right? Like the tension as far as like.
Oh, good news. My shirt and my jacket absorbed all the beer, so none of it got into my chair.
Oh, good.
Hey.
Good.
And I
Yay.
have still one little sip left. So
Oh, perfect. They didn't all go away. I could tell you this, guys. I'm really not looking forward to those next ones. Next
it's gonna be
Kickboxer films, but I'm open to them in a way where I'm just kind of like I'm not gonna pay too much attention to
It's
them.
weren't before.
I don't know how. I'm wondering if they're gonna like do like I guess like not really like a shot for shot, but like pretty much take the original story and kind of just entirely redo that,
Yeah.
or Because I'm kind of curious what
Or
Jean-Claude Van Damme plays in this. I think he plays the trainer,
he's
but
like a he's
Oh,
a
in the
Xian
latest one,
character.
huh?
yeah,
Is he playing like
he's
Xian then,
in.
essentially?
I
I
think
guess
so.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
I guess they were smart enough to not have a Tong Po type character in this.
I think Dave Bautista is Tong Po.
Really?
I think so.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, he's not called Tong Po, is he?
I don't know. Take a look at that. I think he is.
Let me just
Jean-Claude Van Damme is
see here.
Jean-Claude returns as Kurt Sloan. They totally like obliterate 2 through 5 and just go from 1 to this one. This is gonna be like new timelines, like fucking Halloween or something.
Yeah.
Your season of the witch.
You know, Bryce, when Roland and I were actually gonna watch
Oh, you're right. He is playing
Tong Po.
Tong Po. Interesting.
Yeah.
Elaine Moosey is Kurt Sloan.
And
And Jean-Claude plays Master Durand. He's not trying to get on that Tong Po thing. It's like, I'm not gonna pretend to be a Xian.
Yeah, this is the one they get a bunch of UFC fighters for. Or like people that have MMA training, like Gina Carano and George St. Pierre.
There's an Eric Sloan. There's no Mai Lee though. Where's Mai Lee?
He didn't make it. Sorry.
You know,
Didn't make it
initially,
past
me and Roland were gonna watch
Me, it's
this one,
okay.
right? It was we were like,
Yeah,
"What the
I
fuck
had
movie
started
is
watching
this?"
this by accident. Yeah,
We
'cause
started
it does
watching
like
the beginning of this, and it didn't make any sense. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, I don't recall
I
this in
thought
any
we were
part of the
watching like
movie.
a perfume advertisement or
Yeah,
some
that's
shit.
what it
I was
seemed
like,
like.
oh
Yeah.
fuck me. This is And then I realized, oh fuck, we're watching the wrong
Yeah,
thing.
I'm
But
just
Well, they're
looking at
just
some of the
really- they're
trailer.
really- it's just a straight up reboot. Then it's like because
oh yeah,
the new one, Kickboxer Armageddon. It's like it's Kurt Sloan seeks vengeance by training in Malaysia's underground fighting scene after losing his wife and child to an explosion.
yeah.
I think they bring back the resin and the glass gloves. Who knows? But when we get there, we'll get there and we'll talk about it briefly.
Yep.
So did you guys
That's
enjoy
pretty much
your
it, man.
time with this original series?
Oh yeah,
Well,
No.
mostly kind of.
I absolutely.
I enjoyed it.
love the
I'm not gonna lie, I did
ridiculousness
enjoy
of
it.
these
Fun,
movies.
enjoy.
You never thought you'd get invested in Sasha Mitchell ever again, huh?
No. Yeah, so it's definitely been a journey.
Oh, Marc Dacascos comes out in the Kickboxer Armageddon. Interesting.
Oh, that's
Alright.
weird. That's cool.
Oh yeah. We'll see what's up. All right, what's left?
That's it, I think. I mean, I don't really think there's much to that unless we're saying goodbye to this series and on to the new
Kind of.
improved
Right. New
booting
section.
up of this franchise again.
Where's where's Dave Bautista? I want to see him fight. It'd be great.
Many martial arts
hope.
movies to come. You know, I think we should do also a Surf Ninjas. Not Surf Ninjas, I'm sorry. Three Ninjas.
Let's do Three Ninjas, man.
Again,
Yeah, sure.
we did Three Ninjas, and I don't know if you all recall, it was rather interrupted by this issue with one of our participants who was overtly drunk, and his significant other, a Russian person, was arguing over over our episode, and basically Three Ninjas turned into that. So we may need to revisit Three Ninjas officially.
Yeah.
Again.
We did get rid of it too.
Yeah.
We were all drinking too, so it didn't help.
Yes, and we kind of like egged the whole situation on because it just sounded funny. So
Because it was
was
like
funny.
an extra hour, dude.
Yeah.
Of us just fucking with Joe.
And
his
to be
friends.
honest with you, I don't remember much discussion of Three Ninjas at all.
No, I absolutely don't. Like I only remember it now because you're mentioning the context of when we were fucking around. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah. So we may need to
Now, Three
officially go back
Okay.
and revisit Three Ninjas again.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So I mean that'll be fun.
If they did like a.
That'll be fun.
It'd be fun if they did a Three Ninjas reboot, like they're doing like with Kickboxer, and they're trying to make it like more edgy. But it's like
they could
Oh,
do that.
Kids with attitude.
Yeah.
Well, isn't is it the third one or the fourth one in the Three Ninjas series with Hulk Hogan?
Yeah. The
Isn't it
Battle of
like
some mountain. I
isn't
can't
it like some
remember.
like circus or like
Yeah. It's gonna be their part.
Yeah, that might be the fourth one. Maybe.
I'm kind of sad just thinking about it that they didn't do any sequels to Surf Ninjas. That could have been awesome. You know?
Yeah.
It could have been. I don't know
Even
who they
if it
would
was as
replace.
cheesy as it could possibly have been, because I mean the original movie's cheesy as shit.
Oh yeah.
But I think that there could have been some sort of value if they brought back or gave Ernie Reyes Jr. a vehicle as his own franchise, and even with that kid who, and they could have brought back Rob Schneider doing his dumb
Yeah,
character, you know.
he's always up for working.
Oh yeah.
Imagine if they
Neat.
like brought
Boogie
back that
board
now,
ninjas.
Surf Ninjas now. Yeah, they can't do
Oh,
Liam
no,
Neeson.
I don't know.
Liam Neeson's dead already, so not Liam Neeson. Is it
Yeah.
Liam Neeson? Leslie Nielsen.
Liam-
Leslie Nielsen. Sorry.
Liam Neeson, a very different movie.
You know what? They could bring
What the
back.
fuck?
Maybe they could bring
Close.
Liam Neeson into this, and he could be.
Listen here, you dumb surfers.
Yeah,
To kill you.
that could have been an issue. I mean, like Leslie Nielsen was
Liam
just what was
Neeson.
he like? What kind of villain was he? Like
Yeah.
half
He's a
cyborg,
goddamn cyborg samurai.
cyborg samurai. Yeah,
Or
and
whatever.
they
Yeah,
could have brought back like
amazing.
the Nintendo.
Oh, you mean
Not
the Game
Nintendo,
Gear,
it's Game
dude?
Gear, dude.
No.
Come on,
I know.
man.
I know it's Game Gear,
Yeah.
but like they don't have Game Gear anymore. They what is the new one that they have? The Switch.
Switch?
They could use the
Oh, the
Switch.
Switch.
Oh, I like
Yeah,
a Switch.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
true.
shit, I could see that, and they're gonna like take they would take the handles off and like it'd be like nunchucks or some shit. They would like attach them
There
somehow.
you go.
They
Yeah.
would fuck-
Yeah, there could have been a
Easy mode.
whole merchandise aspect to this. Surf Ninjas, the Surf Ninja game, like there could have been a whole thing. They're missing out. And you know what? CineQuest Video is here to help these companies that we've grown up with to up their revenue.
That's right, Nintendo. Get some of this.
I want to
Hire us.
Switch. Give me Switch.
I want Switch 2. I want Switch 3. Wait.
Give me Switch. They'll never do it. Greedy bastards. I mean, unless you are gonna,
They take
then by all
they
means,
take all
give
the
us one, please.
advertisement
Too late.
money. You can't monetize shit.
That's true. Maybe they'll give us. I mean, let's just give us free Switches. That'll be fun, right? I'll take that. Fuck it.
Sure.
With
Yeah,
with
why
all
not?
the games we want, with all the games.
Mm,
No, no cap on how many games we can
I don't
get.
know, Ray. I want a lot of games.
Exactly, but I mean, how much would it be for them to give out all the games to like 3 people, realistically
For
speaking?
them.
For them,
Well,
come
me.
on, chump change. All right,
Yeah.
they're farting out these games like
Challenge
nothing.
accepted.
They're not
I
losing any
want,
money whatsoever.
I want 500 Mario Odysseys, 500 Batman.
You get one of
yeah,
each, you
500.
bitch. Stop saying you want multiple copies of the same fucking game. Jesus Christ. That's dumb. That's dumb. Now you're
Yeah.
just asking for too much. Then they'll just completely reject our offer.
Get
And
your
our
reality out of here.
and
I
our
ain't
and our
interested.
creative input, you know? Just because someone was greedy and wanted 500 copies of one Mario Odyssey game. Look at you. Greedy.
I require appeasement. Just a small ask.
Imagine you having
Alright.
500 of each Nintendo Switch game in your fucking room. Or
Fine. 200.
three of each.
All right, give me. Oh, damn it! I was like 300. Perfect. Sold. You. Never mind.
Anyways,
You're no fun at all.
no, not in this case. I'm thinking business, Roland. All right, I'm thinking business. All right, I'm thinking of the CineQuest brand, the CineQuest and Nintendo brand merging together to create
I could be passing this off
Cinetendo.
onto our adoring public, our 12 fans.
Our 12 fans. I
Our
think we have
10
13
fans.
at least 13. I'm sure.
Okay.
All right,
They
Okay.
might want free shit.
I'm pretty sure they would. We'll be back with more reviews, more podcasts, and this is the end of the official Kickboxer franchise. Thank you, Marc Dacascos, for at least gracing us with your stylistic fighting
contribution
and your
for putting
contributions.
this
We appreciate you.
Yes.
But that's it. We'll be signing off. Anything else to say, Bryce, Roland?
Nope. Peace.
That's it.
I wrapped it up, man.
Wrap it up.
Yep.
If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you're listening to on any other platforms, please rate and review us. Costs nothing, does so much for us in our quest to bring you more episodes and not probably better equipment too, because like this computer's gonna crap out soon.
Oh shit.
Yeah, mine's. I mean, I've got like a good 10 years on this.
Yeah, we got, you know what? We're like a few months away from just doing podcasts from the phone. So you got
Well, we still make it make it work somehow.
probably.
Oh,
We'll see. See you next time. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Comment below. What do you think of these franchise